Hey guys, how we all doing? Hi to Simon and Redwing who are already here in the chat. Um, this is another painting live, as you've probably seen from the thumbnail and stuff. Um, I'm going to be using one of Rachel's cards from the Shining Tribe deck as inspiration again, and I'll show you which one in a wee second. The reason I'm doing this today is because there's a well, it's the same GoFundMe that we've kind of always been contributing to for Rachel when it was her healthcare and stuff. But the money that's been donated to that is now being put towards a headstone, getting a headstone for Rachel and putting it in place. And that'll be done on the year anniversary of her. I'm not sure if it's the year anniversary of her passing or of her being buried. But it's Jewish tradition apparently. So yeah, I've put a comment in the chat and I've pinned it with the link for the GoFundMe. Obviously, same as always, don't feel obliged, but if you are enjoying watching and you feel like throwing a couple of quid their way, then I'm sure that would be very much appreciated. Okay, so the card that I'm going to be using, just change this round. It's the Two of Trees. So let me just hold that up for you so that you can see it. So this is the Two of Trees from Rachel's Shining Tribe deck. There's a wee fly in front of me flying about. I wonder if that's going to be annoying me all night. Um, there are a few reasons that I love this card. One, I just love the image, just generally, and I suppose that's the main reason. Secondly, I kind of I love how like nature's almost like responding to the person that we see in the image. Like the trees are bending round her. It's almost as though um, she's making that happen, and there's a beautiful symmetry to it. Um, the other thing that I was going to mention, oh gosh, what was the other thing I was going to mention? I always talk about the Two of Trees is equivalent to the Two of Wands in a traditional tarot deck, so like the Two of Fire. I always think of that card as the building your portal card, and what I mean by that is the Two of Wands for me is like about preparation. It's about planning. It's about brainstorming. It's about practice. It's about trying new things. Um, Through doing all of this stuff, we build our portal. Getting it ready for us to walk through. We create this opportunity for ourselves, um, and that I think that this is a beautiful like representation of that. So we're going to use this as inspiration. As I say, we're going to try and kind of no, it won't be a precise copy. There'll be different aspects of it. Different aspects of the painting where we'll probably go in our own direction. But yeah, this is going to be the aim. Uh, Hi Jamie, how you doing? So without further ado, I'm going to kick off. I probably won't keep holding this up. In fact, I definitely won't because I'm going to be probably get my hands covered in paint and stuff. Um, and I don't want to get paint on the card. But I'm going to take my pencil and I'm just going to sketch out some very rough parts first. So we can kind of see here that we've got like the sky in this top area of grass, these hills, and then we've got this area of water, and then we've got this bottom area of grass, and it's kind of like roughly split into thirds, with this top bit being maybe a wee bit chunkier than the others. Like the top bit's maybe taking a wee bit of the water space. So that's what I'm bearing in mind when I'm kind of a proportioning this out. I'm going to look at like roughly where I think my canvas splits into thirds. And I'm maybe going to kind of take it mm, be around about there, and I'm just going to give myself a rough line across. And then I'm going to do the same thing where I feel as though the bottom part hits. Hopefully I can paint better straight lines than I can draw, eh? Oh, yous can't see that. Um, is that gonna be annoying if yous can't see it? Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Um, the next thing I want to kind of try and do is the house. So the top area is split into the sky and the hills. So I'm going to kind of sketch out the hills. Um, one of the issues that I will come up against, and we came up against this when we did the High Priestess. My canvas is differently proportioned to the card, so the card is kind of a much and like proportionately much like taller and thinner, whereas my canvas is broader, if that makes sense. So we might run up against some issues with proportions, but we'll see how we go on. So roughly in the middle is where we've got two kind of a hill structures, and roughly in the middle is where they kind of a dip down. So I'm probably going to draw that around about here. So just give it something like that. And again, and you know, things in nature aren't precise. So this doesn't have to be precise. These don't have to be even on either side. I'm going to be painting over it. So if I feel like it, I can adjust the proportions and stuff. So I'm not too worried about, things looking perfect. I just want a rough structure that I can kind of a follow. That's really all I'm going to be doing right now. I'm going to paint on the sky, the sun, these hills, the water, and this bottom area of grass. And after we've done, I've just realised I've left my hairdryer downstairs, which I'm probably going to need that at some point to dry this. But that's okay. We can take a pause and I can get that at some point. Um, and once I've done that, and once that's dried, then we'll go in and we'll add in the trees and the figure, or kind of a central figure. Um, in the card, the sky is this kind of a pink colour. Uh, yeah, do you know what? Let's go for it. Let's just. I'm going to take some pink, but I'm also going to take some white. In fact, rather than using that white, because I don't think that's opened, I'm going to use this one. I've got black, white, and blue. I've got bigger tubs of, just because I use them more. Um, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some pink on my palette. Hi Richie, I've just seen your name pop up. I'm going to be rubbish at keeping up with the chat, guys. I think you probably know the script by now. This isn't the first one of these types of live that I've done, but generally I'm not the best at keeping up with the live when keeping up with the chat when I'm painting, because it takes a lot of my concentration. But I will do my best nonetheless. Right, I'm going to kick off with the flat inch wide, synthetic brush. I'm going to just wet my brush a bit, uh, just to give myself. It basically just it kind of keeps the paint moister for longer, and it makes it a bit easier when you're applying. What I'm going to do is, rather than just paint it solid pink, I'm going to put some pink and some white on my brush at the same time. And the idea of doing this is, and then just kind of apply it in rough, kind of a crisscrossy fashion, not being too fussed about blending it perfectly. And that does a couple of things. It gives the sky a wee bit of texture. But what it also does is it, depending on if you do it right, the white can kind of give a cloudy sky type of effect. So that's kind of what I'm going for now. I might, once it's dry, I might go over the top of it and add in some clouds. I'm not really sure. We'll see how it looks once it's done. So, and you can see that I'm going over the lines a wee bit with these colours, and that's absolutely fine. I'd actually prefer it that way because I'll obviously sort that when I'm painting in my grass, but what you don't want is you don't want to have some of the lines still there, and you don't want it to look obvious as though you've like, as though the sky stops at the at the hill, if that makes sense. So that's why I'm doing it that way. And maybe I'm just a wee bit careless too. There we go. I'm just going to go over the top of these kind of circular motions. And that pink, you can see that's actually quite see-through, so I can still see my line marks through it, which is fine. Maybe I'll take a bit of white and just give ourselves just a hint of maybe some white clouds up in the corners here. I'm going to be painting my sun in the middle, so yeah, we'll see how that looks when it dries. Right. Um, so that's the first part. The next bit that we're going to do is, I was going to say the next bit we're going to do is the grass, but actually I think what I might do is the water first, and that'll give this pink just a chance to, dry, or at least for the most part dry. Um, just because I don't want to be going over this bit with the green whilst the pink's still completely wet, if that makes sense. So just washing and drying my brush. Again, I'm going to use the same brush. I'll probably use a light blue. It's quite light blue in the card. Um, so this is a cerulean, this colour. So again, I'm taking some blue and some white. And it's going to be the same idea. I'm just going to put both on the brush at the same time. Only this time, rather than doing it in a kind of a haphazard brush stroke, I'm going to be doing it more linear, just to give it that more watery kind of a appearance to it. And I want to be kind of this is what I do. I would rather make sure that I get a nice kind of a horizontal um, line where the water meets the hill. This is where I'm just kind of concentrating and taking more care. And I'm adjusting here because my pencil line was really the least straight thing you've ever seen in your life. It was about as straight as me, put it that way. um, I'm just going to slap this on. And having the blue and the white on my brush at the same time, the idea again is it's going to give me different tones, which is what we would naturally expect to see when we look at the water. We're then going to go on the top here and add some of the kind of the reflection of the sun, which will be nice. That wee fly still keeping me company. As I get to the kind of a further down to the bottom, you can see the way that Rachel's done it is, well, at least this is the way that I'm interpreting the different shades of green in the top grass area to the bottom grass area. I think that I'm not sure if that's meant to be like shades of light. So she's really trying to kind of capture the, you know, the more shadowed areas down at the bottom, which makes sense because the sun is at the top, of course, in the sky. So um, as I'm getting down to the kind of a getting closer to us with the water, I'm just picking up blue rather than blue and white. I've run out of blue actually, so I'm gonna have to put a wee bit more on the palette. I'm trying to stay out of the way as I'm painting so that you guys can still see what I'm doing. I know I'm not always the best at doing that. And again, just when I come to that threshold line, I'm just trying to kind of keep it as straight as I can. When I get to the edges of my canvas, my brush is pinging. I'm just hoping it's not sending paint flying everywhere. Yeah. What I might do is I might give my. I wish I hadn't filled my water thing up so much because I can't like properly like do that with my brush because I don't want to spill the water everywhere. So wash and dry my brush, and then I'm just going to pick up some of that white and kind of a down the center underneath where my sun is going to go. I'm just going to add a bit of highlight. Paint's still wet, so it's just kind of a mixing in with the blue, but that's absolutely fine. That's kind of what I'm almost what I'm going for. Um, I might come back once the paint has properly dried and go over that with the white again. I do want to go over it with some yellow as well, but I'm not going to do that until the blue is dry because I don't want the yellow and the blue mixing and making green because that just wouldn't look right. Okay. Let's have a wee look what these are saying. Very good, Simon. Can't wait for Chris's tarot deck. Finding it difficult to make time for all the many things that I should be doing. I've started the OBOD Bardic course I had to put that on pause for a few months. Red Wing's asking me, thought about using a wet palette to prevent the acrylic paint drying out whilst working and for mixing colours. I Someone has suggested it to me before. I have thought about it. Um, I'll probably try it at some point. I've obviously not done it yet. Um, but yeah, we'll see. Um, okay, I'm going to just fire in with this kind of a grass area. Um, I'm going to use a couple of shades of green here. Um, so I've got a sap green and I've got a light green, and again, just kind of in the same vein as before, I'll probably add in a layer of this. Just add in this sap green, and then I'll go over the top with a light green just to, give some highlights and give a bit of depth and stuff to it. So again, just both onto the palette. And I'm probably going to switch over to a used bristle brush, uh, just so that I can kind of a dot it on and give that kind of a grassy effect, I guess. Um, Light green. Okay. Let's see. My bristle brushes are in this bag. Don't mind me whilst I stand right in front of the camera. Mm, I have to pick up bristle brushes than that. We'll just go for this one. We'll go for a round one. Um, no, I would rather use a flat one. Sorry, I'm being indecisive, but it's just so that I can get those kind of a precise bits done right. We'll leave that out. Okay, so I'm starting out with this dark green colour. And just kind of a dotting it along the edge. It kind of gives this effect of the grass, just like kind of, you don't grass. It's not meant to be even. Where it meets the water, there's going to be bits kind of coming over into the water. So I suppose that's kind of what I'm trying to pick there. In terms of this bit, I'll just kind of fire that on like that just now. Just get all this painted in. I hope you guys are enjoying talking amongst yourselves because I'm conscious that I'm being very quiet whilst I'm concentrating. How's everybody doing anyway? I've not asked how your weeks have been and stuff. Have we all had a good week? And has anyone done anything interesting this week? Um, trying to think, have I done anything interesting? Nothing outside the ordinary, to be honest. It's been a good wee week. Pretty standard. Saw my friend on Wednesday. That was nice because Robbie sometimes pops into the chat. He was away in Spain, so we didn't see him last week, so it was nice to catch up with him. Um, what else did I do? Do I need more of this sap green? Um, was in the office Monday and Tuesday. I was saying last week that that's the new norm for me. 2 office days a week, and I'm trying to keep it to Mondays and Tuesdays just because I'm one of these people that likes consistency. Um, right, let's just get this green on here. Let's see. I'm gonna try and follow the guide that I've given myself for the hills. You see, I'm still just doing this with the dark green. Like I'd said before, I'm going to come over the top of it afterwards and kind of add some highlights with a lighter green. It's going to give it a nice kind of a layered effect. Or at least I hope it is. We shall see, I guess. Some of that pink's coming off, but not to worry. I think I might have stopped mid-sentence there. I was talking about work, wasn't I? Working in the office, and then I can't remember what I was saying. Probably not very interesting anyway. You just can't really see what I'm doing there. Sorry, my bad. Standing in the way. Right. Yeah, I don't really like the shape of that though, if I'm honest with you. There we go. Now can I do? Right, okay, with my dirty brush, but I'll try it with my dirty brush at first. Let's see how we go on. I'm just going to take that light green and I'm going to start kind of dotting it over. So I'm kind of trying to be quite methodical about this because I know that my son's going to be here in the centre. So I know that the most highlighted bits are going to be kind of towards the centre. Whereas like coming out to the side here, I'm maybe letting the paint run out a wee bit more. And who knows, maybe after we've done this light green layer, I might kind of come back and just like at the tops of the hills, I might add an even lighter layer, just to give it that extra bit of highlight. Um, mm, Definitely get that nice light green right in there. And I'm kind of dabbing this on rather than just like kind of using like a smooth brush stroke just to give it a bit of a rougher look to it, a bit more grassy texture, you know? Might end up taking ages because chop the chat a wee bit. Hi Dan, how you doing? Me and the kids are watching and enjoying. Max gets a belt promotion tonight at karate. Oh, amazing, brilliant, well done. Well done for him. My nephew, also called Max actually, got his first belt awarded at Taekwondo this week. So how's that for a coincidence? Richie's just been to see of Haunting in Venice, the new Poirot film. How was it? I'm excited to see it. I like Branagh's Poirot, but it's all about the scenery and the plot suffers for it. I'll get off my soapbox. Hi Sandra, hope you're doing okay. Because I'm using a bristle brush, the bristle brush is like the bristles are kind of a much more here, there, and everywhere, so and rough. So I can get this nice kind of a grassy, this texture that I want. And I think what I'll do, I'm going to put more light green on my palette, and I'm also going to add a wee bit of yellow. And I'm going to use them just to kind of a highlight. Bit of green and a bit of yellow on my brush. And actually not making that much of a difference, to be honest. Obviously, I don't want a big blob of yellow. I need to work it in, but when you work it in, it kind of almost disappears. Mm, still, I don't hate it. Okay, well, problem is things dry darker in acrylics, so it's probably going to go darker, um, which is a lot darker than kind of I wanted it to be. But hey ho, obla di, life goes on, eh? Okay, what I'm going to do for the bottom bit. So the idea is I want this to end up darker than this, so I'm probably going to start with a slightly. Do I want to start with a darker shade of green than that? Don't think I do, to be honest with you. Nah, I should have started with light. I should have went with lighter colours for that, if I'm honest. Um, yeah, I think I'm going to have to do something here to put some white. I'm going to mix myself up a lighter shade of green and kind of a come over this top area again. I know it's just going to bug me if I don't sort it, you know. See how this goes. So I've made myself a really light shade of green. To be honest. I think that'll be much better. Just try to dab out all these kind of brush marks, you know. And still, like, as my brush is more running out of paint, that's when I'm kind of doing these kind of asides where it's a bit further away from the sun versus when I'm in the centre, I'm really trying to kind of lay it on thick with this lighter colour. Maybe we'll getting on. Richie's got to go. Enjoy the rest of your evening, Richie. And I'm looking forward to going live with you tomorrow. Richie and Gerald and I are going to be doing Maybon readings tomorrow. Not quite haphazard. I think I'm actually kind of liking how the shades are kind of all over the place. It gives it quite a natural look, to be honest with you. So I don't hate it. I don't know. Okay. You know, I don't actually mind that wee dark kind of a strip. It almost looks as though there's a bit of a dip where the hill comes to meet the water, and that's obviously in the shade. So, do you know what? I might just leave it like that. Okay, that's looking all right. Okay, let's get the bottom bit. So I think what I'll do first is I will go in there. I'm going to use this first actually. I'm just going to kind of rather than dabbing the whole lot on, where's my sap green? So I'm just going to cover the bottom area in sap green first. And then I'll come over the top of it with with a slightly lighter colour, but I'll try and not make it as light as this, if that makes sense. Um, okay, let's tackle what meets the water first. Sorry if I'm in the way, folks. Okay, now we can just slap it on and cover the bottom. More green, more green. In fact, really kind of lay these initial layers on thick because if I don't, we end up seeing bits of the canvas show through, and I'd rather not. If I kind of slap these initial layers on quite thick, then that'll give it good coverage, and it means I don't need to worry too much about that when I'm adding my details on top. Now, this bottom grass area, I'm probably not going to be as particular about that as I was the top because this is going to be have like tree roots and stuff. Um, then again, in saying that, the top layer is going to be covered by the tops of the trees, so I could have probably have saved myself some hassle there if I'd thought that through, but hey ho, never mind. We're going to have enough paint. Just another bit more on and just make sure it's nice, thickly covered. Wonder how I am for time actually. Probably been going for about an hour already. Yep, 9:50. I always tell myself, "Ach, I'll get the stuff, the base stuff done in like 20 minutes." And it never quite happens like that. Oh, right. Whilst that's kind of a drying, I'm gonna wash this brush. Wash it and dry it. I do want to kind of make sure that I get green off it. Because I'm going to, do you know what? Let's use a different brush. Because I'm going to go back over the water, do those highlights that I was trying to add to the water. Um, so I'm just going to take some fresh white. Uh, not too much on my brush. I don't need loads, but I just want to kind of add these. Someone outside shouting. Add these kind of highlights. And then over the top of the white, I'm going to pick up some yellow, and just kind of give it a bit of a yellow highlight, just to give this kind of a reflection of the sun. You can kind of see that on the camera, but it doesn't show up that well. Um, Again, I'm being kind of a conscious not to work this yellow in too much because I don't want to tempt fate with this blue underneath and get green, you know. That'll do me, I think. Just a bit of a rough suggestion of, the sun being reflected in that water there. Okay, now we're going to draw the actual sun. Um, I don't think I'll use one as I'll switch to my number 6 round. So initially what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some white on my brush. And the idea is to have it quite thick in the middle. Kind of let it dissipate out. And then on top of that, I'm going to take some yellow and just around the edges. I'm going to kind of give it this glow, kind of a yellow glow. Then just kind of up that and center like that. And then once I've kind of got that the way that I want it, if I wanted to, I could pick up some orange and then go around the thought I could keep working my way at that. Will I do that? That might actually be quite nice. Let's do that. Let's grab some orange paint. Let's see, go on there. Just because we've got that pink sky, it'll be, I don't know, just make it nice and colourful. So I'm picking up a wee bit of orange and then just around the edge of my yellow area, I'm going to give it kind of an orangey glow. I'm going to kind of let that blend out, I guess. Oh, I've picked up some green. That's not what we wanted. It's not what we wanted at all. But that's okay. We can fix that. Just hopefully with a wee bit of orange there. And again, just blending the orange and the yellow in where they're meeting. Yeah, I think I'm quite liking that. Once I've done that, I'm just going to kind of a wash and dry my brush and then just pick up some white and just make sure that the centre of my sun, I've got a nice kind of a white radiant centre to it. Um, and if I wanted to, since I kind of I put some orange tones in my sun, I could even pick up like just a smidge, have a wee kind of a suggestion of orange on my brush and just kind of oh gosh, that's quite strong. That wasn't quite what I was going for. Um, I'm not wanting loads at all. But I could maybe want that in with some white. But yeah, just just give it a bit of an orange glow in the reflection as well. Yeah, you can really play with it as much as we want, but I think I'll quit while I'm ahead there. Okie dokie. Trying to think. This is probably the point where I should stop and dry this thing in order to start. And what have I actually got left? Let's see. So we've got the sun's reflection. Yeah, so it's just the trees and the person and the writing along the top of the trees as well. I'm not sure whether I'm actually going to be able to add that. Um, we'll see. We'll probably add it in at the end. It's with a small brush. So the person, the trees, and the writing. So I'm going to want this all to be dry first, though, before I start. Oh, actually, I tell a lie. I've still got the grass, haven't I? I I still need to kind of add that second layer of grass. So coming back to my bristle brush, I'm going to get just let's see, a little bit there, some of this just the green without the white mixed in, and just go right. Oh, sorry, you've lost me. Probably some light relief for you, and quite happy to have lost me for a bit, but hey ho, I'm back. Um, yeah, just layering some of this kind of a slightly lighter colour on top. If I was feeling like this was too light, I could even mix it with some of the sap green, just to make it a bit darker. But all that I care about is that it's light. It's darker than this, and I think it is, especially when it dries. When that dries in, that's going to be, it's going to dry a bit darker. So I'm not too concerned about it looking quite light just now. Again, this bit might actually take some time just because I'm having to dab it on rather than just use a brush stroke. Maybe use a bigger brush, Chris. See, Shredwing, for covering large areas. Well, I mean, to be fair, that wasn't an inch brush I was using. I do have bigger brushes than that, to be fair. Um, but I mean, I think I was taking that long. Um, but hey ho, maybe next time I'll switch to I'll use like the 2 inch brush. Looks like a paintbrush, so it does, like for painting the walls. So if you're still with me, then I'll just mention again, I'm doing this, my inspiration for this painting is the Two of Trees from Rachel Pollock's Shining Tribe Tarot. And I wanted to do this because I wanted to encourage people to think about donating to the GoFundMe, which the funds are the current plan is to use them to put a headstone on Rachel's grave. Um, Rachel, of course, being Rachel Pollock, who she passed away earlier this year. So yeah, the link should still be pinned in the chat. So if you feel like donating to it, then follow the link. and start doing an up and down, short up and down stroke like that, since it is grass that we're depicting. So we'll do that sap green on there. Maybe we'll start building into that just to finish off these bottom bits, rather than use more light green. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. I'm happy with that so far. Right, it is actually time now. We'll need to let it dry and come back and do the trees and the person and the writing on the hills. Yeah, we should have enough time to do that, I think. We'll see. We'll see how much time these kind of a details take me. Okay, what I'll do, I'll pop a wee tune on for anyone who is here to listen to whilst I'm away. I'll just kind of clean some brushes and whatnot. Um, and yeah, I shall be back soon. I'm going to go grab the hairdryer. Hey, okay, we're back. Aurora, hi there, how you doing? Um, Gives me a chance to brush my teeth, says Simon, have a wash and get into bed. Um, Thank you, Aurora, that's very kind of you. And Sandra's just did the same. Right, we are going to try to decide, I'm humming and hawing about what brush to use. We're going to add in the trees just now. Now, the trees in the card, they are almost like they come up straight initially and then they're kind of a bending round her, which I do want to kind of try and reflect that if I can. I've got two colours in my palette just now. I've got burnt umber, which is a kind of a brown colour, and burnt sienna, which is a lighter brown colour. I'm going to start off with burnt sienna. Um, I'll add in some of the darker tones in the trees with the burnt umber, and I'll add in some of the lighter ones using some white and stuff. So let's see. Yeah, oh, come on, just need to. Um, okay, so I'm definitely not an expert at drawing trees or anything, but so I kind of want to, as I say, have them coming almost straight up. I want to kind of try and draw some roots and stuff coming straight up at first, and then they're kind of almost like being manipulated round, like so. Like that. And then, up the top, we're going to have like it's going to be coming off and different branches and whatnot. So let me just kind of paint in the trunk just now. And in Rachel's image, where the tops of the trees kind of almost fit in with these. These kind of mountains, so I'm going to kind of try and represent that or show it that way. See, because I've not drawn on roots, proper roots yet, it kind of just looks like the wee trees standing on two. Okay, I'm going to pick up some burnt umber and I'm going to have the kind of a darker side of Mm, Might actually need to introduce some black as well because the burnt umber on its own isn't really, it's not distinct enough from the burnt sienna. So we're going to pick up some, pop some black on the palette. And so I'm going to pick up burnt umber and black. Um, and I'm just going to kind of and just kind of getting that to blend in roughly. We've got shadow areas, they don't really always need to blend in perfectly, but I think this is quite good. Um, just gonna kind of mess about right now. Refine, almost just giving it some texture. Some of these have some really like dark spots where there's obviously like a bit that dunks in. So I can kind of represent that dark spot, then pick up loads of brown and then just kind of go around it and blend it with the surrounding area. Then of course, got these kind of tree roots that are, I'm quite happy to depict them almost like they're kind of almost like taking over the ground, like the ground's kind of covered with them. Um, I'm quite happy if they look like that. So, again, I'm kind of concentrating here because I'm making this up as I go along. This is not something that it's not something I can recall painting before myself. So, kind of just try to concentrate and making sure that it's working. I think now that I've done that, I'm going to then move on. Oh, my knees are getting sore. And I'm going to do the other tree. So I'll do the kind of a darker areas and stuff, and then I'll come back at um, um, I'll come back afterwards and add in maybe some highlights, some lighter areas. Okay, and then again, just picking up some of that black and just, coming around the side of it, making sure that that's all kind of nice and that we're showing that there's a darker side. And if I need to, I can pick up more of my brown and just make sure that the black's blending in nicely with the brown and the lighter side of it. And pick up some, and then again with the roots. Oh, okay. Oh, right, that's actually looking okay to me. I don't really feel as though I need to add highlights to it. I feel as though the way the browns and the blacks are working together, we really get that nice, um, that depth to the trees. So all that really leaves is the person, which is probably going to be the most difficult part now. What time are we on? We're on half past. So that leaves me half an hour to work on our person. Brush wasn't clean at all. Okay, I think I'm going to grab my pencil again and just kind of work out some proportions here. So she's kind of coming up to about here maybe. And obviously we need to kind of draw our feet in the ground. So her head is coming up to here, and maybe her feet are roughly here and here. Then expect her hips to be kind of a halfway. So maybe where the reflection stops is where we're going to expect our kind of a hips to be, which means our head is probably going to be about this size. And we'll just give ourselves kind of a rough oval shape, just to get a rough idea. She's going to have her um, arms coming out. And again, these are just light sketches that I'm putting on that I can see. And yeah, well, we'll see how we go on. Okay, I can start off with What do I want to start off with? I think I might start off with a dress actually, and I think I'm going to change to this kind of a small filbert rush maybe. So in this, our dress is a kind of a red, and it's got this kind of blue pattern on it. Um, we'll get the red out. We'll see whether we get to doing any kind of a pattern on it. We'll see how we go on. We're also going to use red as one of the colours to make up a kind of a skin tone. Um, red, yellow, blue, and white are the colours that are typically used um, to give a kind of a skin tone, which I thought was interesting. Okay, so she's kind of got her. Look at this. One of the things that we kind of notice about this dress, I'm not actually too fussed about how it's meeting the head because the hair's pretty much going to cover it. It's more about getting the shapes of these arms to be kind of okay. Um, the dress is kind of a ripped and stuff, so I'm not too fussed about making it too perfect. So this is roughly where our waist is, and then kind of just draw the dress, and then just, you know what, let's pick up a bit of brown just to get a bit of different tones, different shades, different layers. Now this does look different from the dress that Rachel drew her character wearing. I'm aware of that. People or some I'm really not well versed in drawing. So I'm not too worried if my people don't look the same or don't look as good. Um, I'm kind of going to just do my best with drawing these kind of bits. So you see that I don't have it with holes and tatters and stuff in it, but I have kind of at the bottom, it looks kind of a frayed. I've made a point in not making it, you know, um, to smooth across, so you still get that kind of a old and um, that kind of a look about it. Uh, let's see. I'm actually quite happy with that for the dress. Yeah, little draw next is her head now, or rather, or just her hair. Now, up again, I've just said that I know, but people are not something that I'm used to drawing. I'm not really used to drawing hair. I'm not going to try and attempt to do the kind of a pleated hair effect. I'm just going to just like maybe I'll still give her the kind of a dark brown kind of a hair. But I'm going to maybe just do it like loose, flowing in the wind. Too much paint on my brush there. Let's see. So that's and what I might do as I'm doing this, I might, alternate between picking up these kind of a darker browns and the lighter browns. That's going to give the hair these kind of a natural looking different tones to it. And again, it's just going to make it look a bit more natural. Um, do me for now with that. I think what I might do, smaller brush here. Let's grab that burnt sienna. And just give it a rough look about it. I'm quite happy with that. She's going to need some hands. So this is where I need to start. I'm going to mix my kind of a skin tone colour here. Now, to do that, let's see, let me use my filbert brush. Still got loads of black on it. It's not the best. We'll see how we go on. So I'm going to take some red, um, yellow, white, and just a touch of blue, I think. Just a smidge. Maybe a wee bit too much blue. More red. Some more white here. And some more yellow. We'll eventually end up with something that roughly resembles some kind of skin tone. Yeah, I'm starting to see it. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm working with. Um, it will do the trick. It will do the trick. Now, I actually don't want to use this velvet brush. I want to use the small brush because like the hands and the feet are going to be like small details. So okay, so give myself mm, representations of hands with the fingers. That's looking fine. See, I don't need to kind of have everything perfect because she might have like some of her fingers like, you know, positioned in a funny way or whatever. So okay, and might just kind of mm, some feet here, you know. Struggling to represent the feet. I think what it looks like when you're looking at someone from the back. Eh, and this is just getting out of control. Oh, okay. What I'm going to do is pick up some of that green and I'm going to use it to uh, just to cover up parts of that left foot there because it's getting a bit out of control. Okay. I give it a hint of a bit of a heel bottom here. Oh. Still just looks like two stubs, like, but I don't want to draw her feet out to the sides because that's just not natural looking at all. No. Oh, do you know what? Maybe the grass is coming up and covering. In fact, yeah, that's a good idea actually. Let's strategically place some strands of grass to to cover up this shambles here. So I'm going to take green paint on my small brush and just probably shouldn't do this whilst the the flesh coloured paint is still wet, but yeah. So now it looks as though our legs are planted in long grass, which is fine, which we're there for. Okay. Uh, we could maybe give a wee bit of a hint of this blue pattern down the dress, I guess, eh? Let me see. Again, I'm just using this small detail brush. And I'm not going to kind of do anything major on here. But I might just do aspects of it in the skirt. Like that, oh yeah. Just gives it a bit of, a bit of something. Okay, so it's just the words now, just the letters on top of the hills. I think is that everything. Yeah, we've got our trees, we've got our person. So it's just the letters. Now the letters, what it says on the top is blessed, blessed is the mother who has given us shape. Um, just trying to think where I want to put that. Because the way that I've done my trees, it's going to be kind of a hard. I suppose I could just start here and then there. That should be enough space, shouldn't it? All right. So black paint, and I'm going to just wet my brush a bit. Um, if we kind of wet the paint a bit, it gives it a thinner, more ink-like consistency, and in theory, anyway, at least it makes it easier to it's going to make it easier to do this with. So Blessed is. Blessed is the mother. Might need to go all the way to the end, which is fine, but it's just not going to be symmetrical, which is annoying. Blessed is the mother. Who has. So my 3 pence still wet. Just get shape. There we go. Blessed is the mother who has given us shape, and whilst I'm doing this, I'll just sign the bottom with my initials. There we go. And look at that, it's 4 minutes to 11. Timed to perfection. Well, that was I'm actually really satisfied with that. I'm quite pleased with how that looks. Um, one thing I might actually do is I might come back to the sky just with some white paint. Um, just a smidge on this fan brush because these clouds have ended up looking a bit funky. So it's just to beef up the clouds a wee bit. Just make them look a wee bit more natural. Oh, hey, Robin. Okay, that's us done, guys. Thank you so much to everyone for watching. If anyone did manage to donate, then thank you so much. The link's still pinned there if anyone wants to go to the what's that site again? GoFundMe. and donate some money. As I said, they're collecting now for basically to put a headstone on Rachel's grave. It's tradition that that gets done a year after, either a year after the person's passing or a year after the person is buried. I can't quite remember which. So just to get that, like you see it in the light, still drying as you can see. That's it, and that's what it's based on. Let me have a quick look, quick browse at the comments just to see if uh, see Sandra's called a night, Sandra. Oh, thank you, Donna and Simon and Deanne. Thank you, everyone. Simon says, I was just thinking, how do you paint feet from the back? Yeah, exactly. Um, long-waisted woman. I know a young man who looks like that, but he has longer legs. Well, if her waist's a bit here, then it'll do. I can hear Polly singing Jolene. Right, guys, let's call it a night there. Thanks so much for being here with me. I hope that you all enjoyed this. Take care, and I shall see you all later. Bye.